Howdy folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today for you have a tiny D6 video as I'm going to be announcing some new supplements that I have brought out for Tiny Gunslingers, and they are on Drive-Thru RPG right now as part of the Tiny Trove program. And let me take some time and talk about these new supplements for Tiny Gunslingers. For those that are not familiar with Tiny Gunslingers, really quickly, it is a rules light D6 Western RPG. And it's a straight up Western. It's, I think, more historical. Actually, it's kind of more of a spaghetti Western setting than a historical Western setting. But these supplements actually takes the spaghetti Western setting that is Tiny Gunslingers and converts it to a horror setting. So let's dive in with the first one. The first one I'm going to discuss is The People of the Bone Club. And essentially, when I started the project, it was inspired by the ideas of real world cannibals that actually still exist today, believe it or not. And I would argue that it could be more believable or more possible to run into cannibals. And actually, there's even rumors and myths related to even some of the Native American tribes being cannibals themselves. So that's what the inspiration was for this one. And kind of as I dove into it and started designing the unknown tribe of cannibals, I kind of ran into a movie titled Bone Tomahawk. So for anyone who wants to think this is part of Bone Tomahawk or some kind of a copycat of it or something, if you will, it's not. I've actually did not hear about Bone Tomahawk until I started working on the supplement. By that point, I was already married into creating the supplement, and I still have yet to see this movie, even though I do want to see this movie. I'm a bit of a Kurt Russell fan. I like a lot of the movies he does, so I'm very interested in seeing this movie. But now the supplement itself is going to feature some new weapons. Of course, it's weapons primarily focused around the unknown tribe of cannibals, as well as various adventures idea for using the supplement. That's why this is an adventure module. It's essentially it's got the enemies, it's got their equipment, their special rules, etc., and then it gives you a bunch of adventures ideas of how to use the various guide stats and etc. So essentially, it's just an expansion to further expand and give ideas and adventures, if you will, for Tiny Gunslingers. Now, the next one I have also published, and this is a more recent published one as this video comes out, is West of Hell. Now, West of Hell is actually a horror campaign module, and it was inspired by video games such as Doom and the works of H.P. Lovecraft. So let me get into it. The idea is essentially you have a posse of gunslingers, if you will, fighting the forces of hell, and that's generally the idea of this campaign module. And then there's various different parts and everything that the players will play throughout, and essentially they're in search of the Necronomicon. So there you go. That's the H.P. Lovecraft influence, if you will. And essentially the final goal is to actually destroy the book itself. Now, the West of Hell campaign supplement will feature a series of new enemies, including zombies as well as various demons. And it also includes new sanity rules for Tiny Gunslingers. This is something that the sanity rules is only really meant to be used as part of West of Hell. That it's not really should be something that should be used outside of using this campaign guide, but you could probably get away with it in other scenarios. And it all starts within the legacy town of Canyon Diablo, the one place of the Old West that is considered more violent than even Tombstone. Supposedly, what was it? I think it was something along the lines of it had 3 sheriffs in 1 week. I think it was. Essentially, the myth surrounded by the place is the first sheriff that took over as sheriff in the town was shot and killed 5 minutes later. So Canyon Diablo has a lot of myths surrounding it. You can check it out. It's actually a real Western. It's a Hell on Wheels town in Arizona. And I thought the name was cool. The idea of the Hell on Wheels town, et cetera, et cetera. It just made sense to use Canyon Diablo as the setting. I want to kind of give it a more real feel. So yeah, we went with I went with Canyon Diablo for that. Now, with that all being said, these supplements are designed to be the supplements is designed to be used with my other supplements that I have on Drive Through RPG, but you could also use these as standalone supplements for what it matters. You can get them at Drive Through RPG, and honestly, folks, they are dirt cheap. I went the route of making them dirt cheap because I'd rather have, anybody who wants to be able to afford them and get them to expand their game that they can. That there's no reason why anyone couldn't get it if they didn't want to. But anyway, folks, I'm going to wrap this video up at that. Hopefully you do check out these supplements and that you do like the supplements. But yeah, folks, thank you very much for tuning in and have yourself a wonderful day.